Alright friends, Wayne over here at the Ram Man Inc. We're going to talk about some brakes real quick and help y'all folks out and learn you something. Check this out. In general, if you have excessive pedal on a hybrid car, which that means, no, that don't mean gas and battery. That means disc on the front, drum on the back, like hybrid, because we're talking about 62 to 76 basically. If you have excessive pedal travel, or you think that your brake pedal moves too far, it almost always, 95% of the time, points to the drum brakes. Why does it point to the drum brakes? Because it's just simple common sense. Disc brakes don't have much room for travel. The pads ride right here. You push 5 thousandths and they make contact. Are you with me? You're not going to get a whole lot of pedal travel. Common sense will tell you. Now you got to have common sense in order for that to make sense. And stay away from them forums. You'll get deep off into some old bullshit listening to them characters on the forums. So, yeah, and usually what that means is you got really thin shoes, or the drums are too big. The drums are wore out. Nobody ever checks the drums. 30, 60 thousandths, them sumbitches are wore out. Did you hear what I said? Drums 30, 60 thousandths, they're wore out. Now, if you can't measure your drums because you don't have any 12-inch calipers, then you take the things off and you take them to the auto parts store and get somebody competent, and they'll measure them for you and they'll see if they're any good. Now we're going to talk about a phenomenon that most people don't know. This is one of the reasons why drum brakes require very little pressure. I'm going to repeat that. You got to understand, drum brakes require very little pressure. They needed to come up with something. Think about when cars were invented. Cars were invented in the late 1800s, about 92, 93, all through the teens they're driving around. They didn't have no power boosters, they didn't have no hydro boost, they didn't have any of that stuff. All they had was good old foot pedal right there. So, once again, I'm going to tell you, drum brakes are done. Once they hit 200 PSI, they're done. Maxed out, locked down stuff. Because guess what? Drum brakes have a phenomenon. It is called, they self-energize, and it is run by the laws of physics. So they get a lot of help from the physical world. Check this out. You guys are going to love this. Uh-oh. Some dude put that thing upside down. Okay, here's our normal drum brake setup. Now I want you to check something out. Follow with me. You got to have your thinking cap on and some common sense. No, not really. This is real simple because I can make it real simple. So you have this drum, this cast iron drum that weighs about 20 pounds. And you're going down the highway. And this cast iron drum that weighs about 20 pounds is turning. And it's turning at 1700 RPM. This thing's got a whole lot of kinetic energy in it. Remember? Energy of motion is kinetic energy. So this drum's turning, right? This drum has got a whole lot of potential energy. Are you with me? So you press on the brakes and these shoes start moving outward. These shoes start moving outward. This drum is turning this way at 1700 RPM. Now, what happens when this front shoe contacts that drum? What happens when that front shoe contacts that drum? Well, they grab a hold of each other, and this big old drum with all that kinetic energy, it grabs a hold of that brake shoe, and you know what it does? It pulls that brake shoe down. It yanks that brake shoe down a minute amount or a whole bunch. You think about it. You understand with me that it yanks that, it's spinning like that. They touch each other. It's just going to pull it down. When it pulls it down, it hits against the adjuster. The adjuster is just a damn bolt. It has no good. So when you push on that adjuster that way, what happens? It pushes on this back shoe, doesn't it? It pushes on that back shoe and bam, there goes the brakes. They lock down. It locks down against that drum. Drum brakes are over. Drum brakes self-energize. You can't stop it, you can't prevent it, you can't out-design it. It's called the laws of nature. That's why drum brakes will work with 50 psi, with 100 psi. They'll work just fine with low pressure because they self-energize. I hope that helps you out. Now you've got your PhD. You know more than all but a handful of people that I've run into in my lifetime that really know about drum brakes. Next time you're at the bar, tell them about self-energizing. All right, bye.